Alright guys, loading up the final game here for the Scrim block. This one was pretty rough if I remember correctly, but there were still like the first 15 minutes I believe where we were fine. So this one will probably be the shortest one, but we're going to talk about just like the initial part where we start to basically lose control. And this is the game where I said basically Kale is going to scale no matter what. So we need to really focus on um, bottom side and getting dragons this game. And we did not do it enough, um, which I think was a big mistake. I think we really should have focused on getting our bottom lane as strong as possible. Um, but we'll talk about that as we go through. And Don, right off the bat here, you know he's coming to ward. You could have audited him like 2 or 3 times, like when he actually puts his ward in, and you just ran away. What the hell was that? Auto his ass. And like I mentioned, I believe in the first game, starting tomorrow, we'll start doing the actual level 1 strategies. I did not want to do it since Jabbers is shared in that room, and I don't want to run something versus someone that has already seen it, so. Alex did a really good job in this 1v1 too, um, of even just staying equal on farm and everything. And he even was winning the trading in the early levels too. So this is an even bigger emphasis on why we should have really focused bottom. So this is the play that we were debating, and this is exactly what I talk about to use central of if you're making a play and it's involving someone in your lane, you need to be hitting your F keys so you can look at their lane to AC positioning as well as priority. Um, we'll see. This is what I was talking about, where you auto or auto snare QW, and then you basically just walk out, because look at the priority here. She doesn't flash towards you. She uses her claw towards you, which is part of her kit. And this is why you should just be taking the trade for damage and then just walking out and going to your raptors basically. Or if your trade does enough damage to him, then you can go down to the bottom scuttle. We shouldn't be trying to fight and forcing Dawn in here when their mid laner A has priority to the scuttle or to where your side is right now, and she has a movement ability that gets her there. Like, there's no way in hell that you should have done more than your EQW backing up. Luckily, um, we got a good roam and got an extra flash out of it too. But that whole thing started off with you should have just traded damage and then backed up because of the mid lane priority. What is camera focusing on right now? And I think we talked about this in the previous game about making flash play like this. You can literally flash and not throw your Qdo to wait for him to do this. So you make it easier on yourself. Like, you're completely baiting it out. But I don't know if we communicated he has flash or not. Um, yeah, I'm not sure what was communicated here. I like the play for the being aggressive here, but also don't have mana mid after he casts the spell. And he also is a champion that in their kit has a leap, so it's harder to do things like that. But now we're also down a summoner in the bottom lane, so that's something we have to be aware of as well. Their Callista used heal. When did Callista use heal? You guys must have had a good trade with them earlier when it wasn't on the screen for some reason. Oh, and if you guys saw the statistics yesterday where I set like goals and stuff like that, that's only going to be calculated or tracked through matches, so not scrims. Especially since we do things like try new champions. So this is exactly what I was referring to about they now know you don't have flash, so it's very likely he's going to be coming back down to you. So we should never be, you already have vision of him, A, but we should never have been thinking of walking up to the turret when we just saw him at the scuttle basically 30 to 40 seconds ago. Like there's a good chance he just cleared his whole top or bottom side jungle and he's still here. And the reason for that is he knows you don't have flash now. Again, this is just simple awareness. I know you guys have a ward in the river, but we also have 2 wards sitting in our inventory that once you push, you could just be roaming to get better vision for the team. Luckily we get out, but we had to use another summoner. But it should just, if you guys have wards up and you have priority in lane, you should just be pushing and going to ward. Especially if you just saw him recently on your side. I think you guys could dive her here, honestly. I'm not sure if that's what we do or not. Could easily dive because you know where the Karthus is, and this is something talking about map awareness again, Don, is we know that he was just bottom. Um, so if anything, you should be playing on the far left-hand side. So we'll just go through it like half speed. So we get vision of him right now too. So the fact that you are end up being I don't remember if you die, but I know you have to blow your summoners is just a mistake. Like we already know where he is. So immediately you should just be clearing this minion and then getting the fuck out of there. Like just back up. Do you have a ward? Where are you going? Okay. See, this pink isn't going to help you. We just saw him run this way though. This is map awareness again. We just saw him bottom lane. They had a gank. This is also communication from you guys. You need to be communicating. Kha'Zix is in our red side jungle. So this pink ward's not going to do anything for you right now for him invading. So anytime you have a pink ward in these side bushes, you feel way too comfortable. He just was bottom. We saw him here, and he's rotating somewhere in our jungle. You're not safe at all here. And again, hesitating on your flash. You know she's level 6. You did a good job with your stun. Just get the fuck out of there. Like as soon as you get her stun right there, you have to flash. You're not level 6. You can't silence her for the second or half a second that you can get out. You just have to flash at this point. Because if you don't, you're gonna fucking lose everything, basically. And you have to recall, most likely. That's why whenever you guys have flash, if you think there's a good chance you could die, just flash. Do not hesitate. Just like the first game, we talk about just giving them like respect. So now they get a full fucking trade on us. We should know they have Lantern, and they basically, because of how much damage you take and how many arrows are in you, that you have to exhaust her. Like, it was a good job Pretty and stepping up, but we need to just be more aware, like, we're not behind minions, so Thresh can land a hook on us, and then react with your black shield so it can't lead into anything, or, yeah. Uh, the only way you ult there, Dawn, is if you do it immediately. Otherwise, he's just gonna get out. Like, as soon as he's here, if you ult, because it has that 0.5 seconds of silence, that's the only time you ult. Once he gets away, you're not gonna kill him. He's not in kill range for your ult. So immediately now you guys should be looking to do something else. Again, we should know he has flash as well. So we should be immediately thinking about doing something else. Which it doesn't look like there's anything here that we could do, but do we have any wards? We have no wards. So we should be going to, yeah, do our own shit again. Again, like, just not showing any type of respect. We don't have exhaust. We just used it like 30 seconds ago. They have ignite. Why are we pressing on them? There's no item advantage. There's no advantage at all. We should not be pressing in these situations. This is just foolish. Sure, you have a little bit of a hit point advantage, but you have to remember he has ignite. And you don't have black shield, so he can just flay you like that. Yeah. She ends up getting two. Yep. Can't take trades like that, guys. Can't force them. Can't take them. And look, when he went, this is another thing too. Take out the kills that she just got, okay? You guys have equal amount of gold, okay? But your first item is BF, hers is the Cutlass. You'll do more damage in your burst um, if you go back and get the BF sword. So why are we forcing before we get our item advantage? No matter what, if they get to buy their first part of their item and we do too, we're going to do more damage than them with the BF sword and our comboing with our stun and our snares. So when we come back hit level 6, they're dead. Like, they can't fight us. This is what I mean about you guys need to learn your 2 versus 2. So that breaks down to how much gold you have in your pocket, item advantage if you go buy, or current item advantage if you can fight or not. Like, you guys really need to start thinking uh, more broader than just like, hey, let's try to win this 2 versus 2 right now. Because now they have a 9 CS lead and 2 kills on us for no reason. Again, Don, you get into a situation where you get stuck with no mana, it's perfectly fine for you to go, hey Central, come cover my lane real fast so they don't get any free plates. And this is something to just want to emphasize it because it is extremely important. This is why I want us to grow our champion pool, because their draft is honestly, I wanted us to try Victor. I wanted us to try Zaya Morgana. That's perfectly fine. But we need to have our champion pool grow so we can play better picks like this. Um, Regardless of what side we're on, we just need to have more picks. That's why I want Silas on our champion pool, Aatrox, Tom Kench. Um, what was the two for jungle? Um, Urgot, Hecarim, and Vi. Mid lane is Silas and Morgana. They might nerf Morgana in the next patch, so that may not matter. Um, But this is why we really need to keep expanding our champion pools and becoming comfortable in champions, because I want us to be able to play like multiple styles, not just a team fight style, not just a pick comp style, which I feel like we do both of those well. We need to be able to do um, poke and split push, siege, everything. We need to be able to just have everything in our repertoire. So this is just a good job by them because they have. This is why you get vision control. Look, they use that same ward as well. You get ward on everything. But this is how you set up counter ganks, as they have complete vision control over us right now. Got this directed camera. So, um, the separation of us too is perfectly fine. This is there's nothing wrong with this gank. It's just the fact that they just completely crushed us in vision control at this point of the game. So it ends up being a sneak attack onto Central instead of us getting a nice gank off. So this is why the importance of having vision control through the entire game is unbelievably important. We end up turning this around, but I think we overstay for something. Lissandra's coming down, I can't remember. But that ended up being exactly what I was talking about item advantages though. Like your BF versus her um, Cutlass, because they literally got the jump on the Central and killed her, but you got your like double snares off and stuff. So we won that. That's why I'm also bringing it back up though, because that's why you guys should not have forced that previous fight, because we didn't need to. As soon as you come back to lane with the BF, you're gonna start pooping on her. And whenever we get double buffs like this, we should try to force more stuff around uh, them too. So you're going top right now. I'm not sure what you're going top for. We'll come back to Dawn in a second. So you're just doing a gank. And then also, this is Alex is already doing perfectly fine. Infernal's up, and our bottom lane we know is stronger. We should be trying to do something at Dragon right now. Because Alex is doing perfectly fine in this matchup right now. We should be definitely forcing stuff on the bottom side right now. But the bottom, you guys need to be communicating with Central saying, hey, we're stronger right now. Let's try to make a play for Dragon. Because as soon as you show top side, what do? They win with information. So they're right onto that Dragon. Oh yeah, let's go back to Dawn. This is where Dawn gets he has happy feet because he's winning in hit points again. But we literally have no information except for one ward right here. And what does Kha'Zix have? I haven't even seen this whole gank. What does Kha'Zix have that could really impact Dawn in the fight? It's down right now, but he is a stealth. But he doesn't even need it because A, she has proto build finished, she has her ult still. You're just you so bloodthirsty, man. You gotta chill out. And now look, she's going back right away because the back timing is incredibly important because they're going to do Dragon right now. Like she just sacrificed farm to make sure she's back. She can come back in time in case she needs to, if they need to pause on Dragon to make sure that she's back here in time. This is back timing. It's just so important. The wave was even pushing, I think, slightly towards your side too, and she left. She wants to be there for the actual 3 versus 3 or 4 versus 4. So again, they have, I think all 3 games they had deep vision in our jungle for a while. That's why I want you guys, anytime that you're running through our jungle, just check one of those bushes. This is the thing that confused me. I swear you got this black shield on before the ult. But maybe it's just too much damage. Nope, she got it on first. Okay. I was wondering. And this is just, again, them making a play with vision. They're on this side already. That was a good ult, Peridian. But they're just making a play. She had this shoved, everything. And this is something I think you guys said Dawn should be coming down here for. I don't think so. It's 1 versus 4. He should just be trying to get some plates, or he should be going to make a play top lane. I actually think making a play top lane is safer, so I think you should be roaming top here and not going down the bottom, because you're not going to do anything in a 2 versus 4, especially when you don't have ultimate right now. You should be making a play top lane. You shoved your wave and you should be going up here. Remember, same thing with the jungler. Jungler shows on one side of the map. The other one's either going to try to show up the counter gank, or he's going to make a play on the opposite side of the map. So same thing could be for you, Don. Like, you're already getting there later than she is because she has claw and she can roam a lot faster. So you shoved your wave. Now you can just be like, Alex, can we make a play top? And you can just dive her under turret basically. Mystic does a good job for a while too, like avoiding. It was really good. You got so unlucky here, like, with how many times they took turret shots and didn't die. Like, you got a flash. You got a flash and a heal so far. He takes another fucking turret shot. He takes a turret shot. We end up getting the Kazakhs, I remember that. We get another flash. But see, now it's just like wasted time, Don. So you should have just stayed mid or roamed top at that point in time. I know since how things transpired you could have went down there, but if you would have just roamed down there, they may have just left, and then you just wasted time not doing anything. Mystic played that really well, though. So the game is pretty much in their control right now, but we're only down 1.5k. So the game's not out of control. We have IE finished now too. They have Blade. They have Proto Belt. We look like we're even except for maybe mid lane, it looks like. Yeah, mid lane is the only thing that's not even on the board. Yeah. So we're well in this game. Yeah, mid's 1.2. You guys get a kill here. It's good. You got a kill and they had all that vision. Did you come through river? Come on. Nope, you came through the jungle, see? Good. And we really need to work on communication too. Like, this is an awareness thing too. I think you should just be holding onto your snare because he's this close. You know he's going to snare first. So you could just stack it on top of him too. Like one after the other is what I mean. We still got the kill, but all you guys have to say is, I'll snare first. I get first turret. This is the one I was talking about. Is you should literally, as soon as you got the shackles on him, you should just snare him and he's dead. Like, this is a good play by you, just sitting in here sneaking. Because he doesn't even walk up till those minions are out of your sight too. You could have even led with the snare. Like, you could lead with the snare and then do your ult. Yeah, that would have been easier. She doesn't have flash, and then this is another kill. But you're holding on to it. Like, I'm not sure why you're holding on to that. Dawn, I don't know what you're doing over here. You have a ward. Maybe you're just gonna go ward. So this is something we talk about all the time too with priority. We don't know where their guys are at all. Just put your ward here. You don't have to go super deep. You don't know where anyone's at. How did the first part of your E not hit her though? That was weird. But yeah, it was good that you went to go get vision, but you're not going to be able to contest without Central close, especially how this is going because she's really fucking strong right now. So just put your ward literally right over this edge right here. It'll pick up enough where you're safe. Sometimes they're going to get objectives and it's perfectly okay. We're not going to be able to make every game like absolutely perfect. There's just going to be games where they get objectives, we get objectives, it's fine. We just need to make smart fucking decisions. Like this Kale roaming down here now with no hit points is stupid. She has to look at her mid lane's going back and her jungler's on the other side of the wall. Why is she here? This is dumb. And again, us not asking and talking about TP enough. This is the kind of stuff that happens. Like, this is just auto death. It was a really good TP. But this is why we need to constantly be talking about that shit. Because that was the freest fucking TP in the world. She came with half hit points because it was so free. And now her demolish is gonna get this turret. Help him get the turret. Double demolish. And then, like, I don't feel like I'm not sure why we go that way, buddy. Because we need to go towards our guys. There's a fight later in this game too where we basically leave each other. I guess it's not that big of a deal of a pathing thing, but we should be running towards our teammates. Don't recall in front of people like that, please. Okay, immediately we should be getting the bottom turret. Good exhaust. It was a good rotation by her too. And it was a good job of you guys thinking to go do that immediately though. So we got her flash and her stopwatch. Not sure why you were in this area. I don't know if the guys were saying that they're doing Herald or what. You have Again, a full inventory. No room for pinks. This is something we talk about all the time too. You're just gonna go clear the pink. You guys can't wander like this with no backup though. Ugh, this is the same stuff we talk about all the time. I'm repeating myself way too much to everyone in every role. This is the fight that I was referring to where you went after the support. So we're already starting with a man down with Alex being dead, but we just saw the Lysandra bottom, so they don't have teleport on her. So you know that you're okay in that regard. So we need to be calling out targets. Okay. Now immediately though, Central, you should be turning your focus to Kale. You have Peridian coming. You should at least be calling out how long until you're snared, not chasing Thresh. Like you're just abandoning these guys. You guys easily kill her if you're there. And then we get Herald. Luckily Peridian cleans it up, but now he's gonna die to Kha'Zix. This is what we were talking about. And also, Peridian, you should be flashing towards your teammates like we just talked about too. Not away from them. And they still have pink on top of Herald, which will turn into Baron, I think. I don't think they get Herald this game, do they? Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. I forgot. They make a play. So this is the other play that was kind of debated. So they just did Herald at 1935. So we know where Kha'Zix is at. He's on that side of the map. Wow, you guys are dangerous. I didn't even notice how all 5 of you are on this side of the map. This is insane. What are we trying to do right now? Baron's up in 7 seconds. They have Infernal and a 7 and 2 Callista with 2 items. And if they wanted to, they could just ult the Kale could ult one of them to tank for a few seconds. This is craziness. I don't even know what the hell we're doing right now. We know he's on this side, just did Herald. She's free pushing. Oy. There's a shot, and she's unbelievably strong. She's the strongest person in the whole game. There's no world where you should be in the same lane as her right now. Like, there's no reason you should even be close to her. And then this is what I was talking about, where it doesn't matter if she dies at this point, and say Thresh is in here, because we should know where he's at least the general area. It doesn't matter if he's up here. If they see that, he's just gonna run right here and do this. Because she already got the tier 2 without anyone's help, because we're 5-manning going to bottom when Baron's spawning. It's fucking insane. So this is all, they don't give a shit if they would die or anything, because they're just going to literally break the base. I don't know what the shot calling was on that play or not, but the fact we sent 5 people bottom right after they got Herald and Kale is in the top lane is absolute insanity. They get both of our Nexus turrets by 22 minutes. 2104. They have both Nexus turrets. Weesh. This is how strong she is. You literally need Peridian to be able to fight her. She just moves around so much. But they literally have absolute control over the whole game now because our entire Nexus is open because we just made an unbelievably poor decision, all five of us going down there. I don't care who called that play. Any one of you should say, or should be like, we need someone to go top, we need someone mid, like we need to take care of our priorities. They just got Herald. Like any one of us could have said that stuff, but we all went bottom. Too far ahead, no vision. Like I'm sure we're just playing frustrated at this point, and they don't even give a shit about sweeping because they don't have to right now. They put the pink ward in after. But it's literally a lot of things that we've talked about continuously just keeps happening up. Overextending, not being aware of where the opponent should be, whether it's your lane or the jungler or if they have teleport, like this shit over and over again. When we play better teams like this, it's going to snowball out of control for whoever we're playing because we're making poor decisions and then we're not keeping track of simple things. Like someone's flash down, we need to go on that person for flash. Anything along those lines. I still don't think tonight was discouraging at all, even though you guys made a ton of mental mistakes that you haven't been making the previous week. But I don't know if you guys just feel overly confident because we won our match or what. Like, we have to be consistent. We just have to do things the right way, or we're just gonna literally put ourselves in the absolute worst positions every time we play. Holy shit. Was that a good redemption? So again, right now, as soon as we get this right here, we should literally just be like, alright, let's back up and take care of our base. Like, 100%. Thresh knew throwing that hook was a bad idea too. Like I said, scrims, it's okay if we lose scrims. Um, Especially when we're trying new champions and different compositions and all that stuff. Um, but we need to clean up our decision making big time because a lot of this stuff, like I've said multiple times now, we keep going over and over. They beat us in 25 minutes and 2 seconds that game. I think the game 3 last match, we were 26-28 is when we won. So they beat us by a whole minute and a half basically, all because of of like multiple decisions that just snowballed super hard for them. Um, Go back and watch the games 1 and 3 from last week. You guys did so many good things, working together, setting tempo, all that stuff. Like we made so many plays together as a team and all that stuff. Yesterday we didn't take it serious. Today, I don't know if you guys were nervous or what. Our communication was different than it had been last week in the matches. I don't know if I know it's different playing in a match and a scrim, but you need to try to elevate the way you're thinking during these scrims the same way you do in the matches because we need to prepare for these matches so we can just win and and get better as we're winning. And even if we lose matches, like actual matches, if you guys make the right decisions and they just end up outplaying you in like one or two aspects of the game, I'm going to be perfectly fine with that. But if we lose because of decision making, that is not acceptable because we've been working on this and talking about this stuff now for 2 weeks. It just needs to, you need to let it sink in. So, we will do our scrims Thursday night. Is that correct? Friday night. I'm sorry. We just had Thursday night. I'm losing track of time. And then we have the day off on Saturday. And Saturday, I'm going to most likely do some type of role review for like the first 15 minutes, like I did with Alex for laning or for Central's position for like just looking at overall map awareness and talking about pathing and everything like that for Saturday. So you guys will probably have something. You'll have match stuff from the scrims on tonight for Saturday, and then I'll have hopefully something Sunday morning for you guys for those like laning or role review kind of thing. So don't be discouraged by tonight, but let's really work on fixing our decision making in every situation that it may be. Your 2 versus 2s, 1 versus 1s, 3 versus 3s at Scuttle, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter. We talked about this stuff countless times. We need to fix them.